Hello, welcome back. Mike from Canavan Wealth. It is Tuesday, October 17th. Time for Mike's Reads the Journal. Markets are up today about 0.25%, although they started way down. So this is a pretty dramatic swing. We've been seeing this a lot, kind of dramatic swings. In fact, you can see them here in the 5-day. Big drop here, big recovery here. Started way down, now up. But we are up about 0.5% since 5 days ago, doing really well. Not close to where we were back in July, but we're getting there. 10-year Treasury still at 4.8. We've been watching that lately. All right, first article here. Home insurance is so high in this Florida town, residents are leaving. And boy, are they not lying. These folks their new rate was going to be $121,000 a year. Now, that was on a $3.5 million home, but they got another quote at $33,000. Right, when you have this big of a disparity between two insurance companies, that means that this insurance company does not want to do business there, right? They just make their prices so high that people will never take insurance with them, and they eventually leave the state. And this is going on all over. If you want to blame this on red state versus blue state, the exact same thing is going on in California. Decidedly blue state. Florida, although technically kind of more of a purple state, it's been pretty red these days. So this is not a politics thing. And they do talk about the reason for this is really extreme weather, mostly hurricanes in this area. Although this is not a flooding area, this is more of a wind damage area. The article says the second one is just how expensive it is to get anybody to rebuild a home or to do some type of a damage renovation just because of the lack of labor. And then the third one is litigation. Now, Florida has recently passed some laws around litigation. But it apparently is not enough. So I generally avoid politically charged topics, but there are certain things that I feel like I have to throw my voice in fairly concretely, and that is around climate change is real. I have a master's degree in environmental engineering, and we are starting to see the cost of it, right? The insurance companies don't care what your politics are. They do care how much it costs to rebuild a home, and they care how much it costs or how frequently that home is going to get destroyed. And we're seeing that price here in several states that see extreme weather: Florida, Texas, California. All right. U.S. gets a C+ in retirement. I am very torn about this article because I see both sides of it. I've done a couple of videos on this about how 401ks have largely failed the American investor, especially kind of lower earners, versus the pension system that was so prevalent through the kind of 60s, 70s, and 80s. But that pension system was not going to be sustainable when people are living into their 90s and they're expecting to retire with a pension in their late 50s, some of them early 60s, and others. It's just too much of an expense to put on private industry. Most of these countries that see really good, kind of retirement marks, which is a lot of Europe, have most of them are government funded. They do have private stuff, but now we, of course, have Social Security, and the government is doing their best to keep that going. You can watch a lot of my videos around why Social Security is having problems. But the simple truth is, if you want Social Security to be around, you're going to have to be willing to pay taxes because more people are in Social Security these days and they live a lot longer. It has nothing to do with how the government manages Social Security. They have not screwed it up. They have not stolen money from it. They're just people live a lot longer and they don't pay enough into it. So the simple truth is, here in America, why do we get a C+ in this? We get a C+ in this because you have the freedom to do what you want. So if you want America to have an A in retirement, then you need to pay more taxes into Social Security, and you need to invest more in your own 401k plan. And are you willing to allow employers to force you into saving into a 401k plan? Here in America, it usually doesn't sit very well with us. So, I'm kind of torn on that article. Last article, really, really good here on mistakes in Medicare. They should really call this big mistakes people make in Medicare Advantage plans, because pretty much the entire article is about Medicare Advantage plans, with the exception of there's a little part about Medicare supplement plans, which is very good, very important to understand that much like a lot of insurance, you can only get into these Medicare supplement plans at very specific times. Otherwise, they can reject you for effectively issues that have come up, right? So you can't not get a supplement plan when you turn 65, wait a few years, get sick, and then decide that you want the coverage. And then the rest of these, there's like 5 little things that they go through. The rest of this is around Medicare Advantage plans. And the big warning here, my wife had worked in healthcare for many, many years. She's an educator now, but she largely told me just don't ever have anybody get into a Medicare Advantage plan. But I do have some clients that like them. So there are some out there that work pretty well for clients. However, understand that you're probably talking to a salesman when you're talking to someone who's trying to sell you on a Medicare Advantage plan. So just take it with a grain of salt. They're a salesman, probably not some type of a federal representative of Medicare. And this is a really great article if you are considering going through that. All right, that's it. Obviously, a lot of tragedy still going on in the Middle East, in Israel, and my heart goes out to everyone involved in that. Otherwise, I hope it's been informative. I will talk to you soon. Thank you.